Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to create the rivet for the blade, and also we will create this metal part of the object. So let's get into it. I want to start with this part, this I don't know what that called, this metal part, because we have the topology for it from this model. So if we go to solid view and press tab, we can go to face select mode. With holding alt we can select these loops, and with shift D we can duplicate it, and with right mouse button we can cancel the operation. Now I want to separate this object, because now it is very hard to select the right edge, the right face. If I want to select the other one, it is hard. So I want to press P. This is the separate menu, and we can separate it by selection. So if we select this face and separate it, only this will be selected. That's weird. Yeah, that's the hole. But we of course don't want to do that. If we press by material, you can separate it based on the material. We don't have any materials yet, so this is not useful for us. And also we can separate it by loose parts, and that's the option we are coming for. So press that, and as you can see, now we have two separate objects, and we want to use this one for that metal plate. Now go to edit mode, and in edge mode delete these edges, so we can control it more easily. However, I deleted these edges by pressing Ctrl and X. Of course, you can press X and dissolve edges from the menu. This is the same thing, but a bit faster. Now, I want to go to side view, and I only want to work with this mesh, so I want to hide this other one for now, and select it from this menu. You can't see it because it's flat, but it is there. So I want to go to edit mode and fill in these spaces with the grid fill option. This is in the quick favorites for me, so I just press Q, grid fill, and rotate it to place. You can add any tool to quick favorites. For example, if you want to add this tool, press it with right click, add to quick favorites. If you added it, you can remove it. And after that, if you press Q, of course in edit mode, there will be what you edit here. Now I want to select all by pressing A in the keyboard, and then extrude this out somewhere there. And also now I want to disable smooth shading, and I want to get rid of the subdivision right now. I want to go to flat view, and I also want to check in this option, which is face orientation, or faces are correct, but if I extruded it in the other way, for example like like that, like that, as you can see it is red. It means that this is inverted. If we go in the model, we can see the inside is gray. We want the outside to be gray, so we press A. We can fix it with Alt N, recalculate outside, and it will be gray out, but we don't want to do that. press E to extrude, and extrude it right where we have to. This looks like blocky, but we can get rid of it by going to object mode, right click and shade flat. Also we disable the subdivision. Now in the right orthographic view, as you can see, this piece comes down, and in the reference we can see that it curves in and out a bit here. So we will do that, of course. Now I want to go to edit mode by pressing tab, select everything, and I want to get rid of the UV cuts. So I press U, clear seam, and I want to select these faces. You can select any loop or any face like that. If you select this one, hold down Ctrl, and it will find the shortest path between the two faces, so you can select it easily. So I'm going to do that, and if you want to add any selection to this, you can hold down Shift and add in these. With Ctrl you can disable these. Now we want to extrude it down, so I'm going to do that by pressing E and extrude it down, and we want to scale it in the Z axis 0, so press S, Z, and then 0, and we want this to go somewhere there, and yeah, somewhere there. We are going to do it from the front view. Go Alt Z. These faces not really balanced, so we want to balance it out. We want to select these edges. Remember, it's selected at the other side, and scale it a bit. We want to select these edges or vertices as well and scale it a bit in. We want to make this somewhat evenly spaced. We can do it like that, and as you remember, we have a little bend here, so we unhide the blade. Of course, this is a good thing to name these as you go. And if you watch this reference image, it starts curving in somewhere here. So we add the loop cut there, Alt Z, tab, add the loop cut with Command R, Ctrl R in Windows, and place it somewhere there. Scale it with S, Z, 0, and now I also want to add in another loop somewhere in the middle. You can add in a loop in the middle by pressing Command R, left click, and then if I right click, it will place it exactly in the middle. So with this in the middle, I want to select these bottom vertices and move them a bit forward. Now if we tab back to edit mode and go to solid view and apply subdivision, as you can see, this distorts the shape, and we don't want that. We can do creasing like in the blade, but I don't want to select all the edges by hand. I want to select one and press Shift G, and select similar by face angles. This will select all the sharp edges, and we want to crease these, so I press here 1, and now if we watch it, it looks more okay, but you can see that this shape, you can go to back view by pressing Ctrl 1. This shape curves in a little. Now if we add some loop cuts here, we can fix this. It is better, but this topology isn't really correct, because we want to aim something like this, squares everywhere in the model, and here this is distorted very much, but we can fix it if you press period on the numpad. You can isolate this object, and you can now select these edges. With Ctrl X you can delete these, and if you press K, this is the shortcut for the knife tool, you can cut right there and there. Also we want to do this on the other side, so Ctrl X, K, cut here, and if you press right mouse button here, you can jump to the next cut. Again, right mouse button and then press enter. And also I want to delete these edges. Not that one. And Ctrl X to delete them. And now if we add in these loops, we can make it more balanced. Also, one more thing we can do is select this loop and this, select these top ones, select these top ones by holding Ctrl. Here, if you scale it in the x-axis 0, it will jump in the middle. We don't want that, but we can use a tool here, individual origins. If we press that, it will make these selections separate, and if we press S now, we can scale it on the x-axis, press 0, and it will scale it straight. Now we want to turn it back to bounding box center, and I think this looks okay. Now if we go to this view, we have a smooth mesh. We can also add the loop here and add the loop here, so that these are balanced as well. And with period you can jump back to from isolated view, and if we go to the front view, as you can see, there's a little curving in. We can do it as well. I want to add another loop cut in the middle. Go to vertex select and scale these in a bit. It won't match the reference one by one, but this is good for us. If you want to make a little curve for it, you can scale a loop here, maybe move it a bit down. But I don't want to do that, I like this. Now go back to solid view, and I think this model is ready to be beveled. So tap to edit mode, select an edge that is creased, Shift G, crease, and then press Command B and place a bevel here. Also, I want 2 segments, and I want the profile shape to set to 1. And also I want to disable loop slide. It's a bit it's a bit cleaner, I don't know. Sorry, I want to keep it. It's better that way. And if we go to right click, shade smooth, you can see that this part of the model is ready. But I noticed we made a mistake. We made a hole here, but we didn't make one here. This will be hidden anyways. Actually, we can fix it easily. We have to select these faces and then hit I, then loop tools, circle, scale it a bit in, and now I want to slide these edges a bit of the way by double pressing G. You can slide edges, and I want to go to Control 1 to the back orthographic view, and I want to disable the smoothing on this one. Select this, go to edit mode, Alt Z, and we can now get this edge where we want it to. We want it to match the whole of the other object. So something like that. And we want to get rid of this face, these 4 faces. Also, these edges are intersecting, so I want to grab this one, GG, move it a bit down, and we can do it in the other side. Better way is to duplicate this part of the mesh and move it to that side. So for that I'm going to isolate this object, and I select this loop. Then with Ctrl plus we can select this whole region, Shift D, duplicated it, and now grab it to this vertex. You can snap it to this by holding Ctrl, so I press G, grab it on the y-axis, and with the Ctrl you can place it exactly to this vertex. Probably yours are set to increment, but you can change this in this menu. You can pop it to edges, vertex, anything you want. Now we want to delete this other side by pressing X, faces, and as you can see this is red, not good. It isn't merged right now, so this is a separate object. With L you can select it. If you want to select the other one, you move the mouse there, L, this will select it. If it is merged, so I say M merge by distance, you'll see shading artifacts because this is red, this is gray, it's outside, it shouldn't be like that. But the point is, if I press L now, this is one object, you can't select both, or you can't select separately. So now we want to fix this red. We can fix it by selecting it again, press Alt N and flip it. Also, if you want, you can select it, if you can select the whole mesh, then Alt N and recalculate outside. So now we can go to edge mode and bridge these. Also Uh, Now we can go back to this view, Alt Z, and we can pop it to place, but I think this is good enough, or we can move it a bit up, or if we want to be really precise, we can duplicate this mesh and bridge, delete these edges, these faces. We can do that actually. Delete this one and this one with X faces. Jump back here, Alt Z, I mean period key to unhide the other object. Go to this one, tab, with this edge selected, Shift D, duplicate, P, separate by selection, and select only this one. However, it can be annoying that you see through the mesh. You can fix it easily by going to the View tab and placing a 0 here. Also, you can get a 0 from here. We don't need that distance. Now, select this object, join this object with Ctrl J, and go to edit mode. I want to isolate it with period. Here we have this extra edge. We want to delete these ones, of course. And with this edge selected, we can move it to this vertex, and this will align perfectly with the other edges. And now we can bridge these. Also, we can do it in the other side. Shift D, grab it to this vertex, select this loop as well, and bridge it. Now we can bridge these, and now the holes should match perfectly. Also, we can mark these sharp with this. I mean, we select everything and disable this to every edge, and we can bevel this, so kinda like that. Doesn't really matter, won't be seen anyway, but we fixed it. Now I want to go back here and enable this again and enable shade smoothing. So I think this model is ready. Nextly, I want to create this rivet here. This one, sorry, wrong picture. I want to create this rivet thing in the middle. This is going to be simple. So I want to jump to front view and go to tab, to edit mode, duplicate this edge by Shift D, and with P, separate by selection or loose parts, doesn't really matter. And now we can select this blade one. I want to name it rivet. Also, the reference images are in the way, so we can make another connection, name it references, and move this here, so we have a bit well organized outliner here. So now with the rivet selected, go to edit mode. With U I want to clear this seam, and I also want to disable the subdivision on these. Select that, disable it as well. Now with this selected, I want to extrude it out that way, and as you see, it is half red. Now, as you can see, it's wrong. It's gray here, red here. We want to select everything, Alt and recalculate outside. Now it is correct, and we want to grid fill this in, rotate it to place, and also I want to select this face loop and extrude it. But now if we extrude it and scale it, same problem as before, it goes out. We don't want that. We can either scale it with S, then Shift Y, or we can scale it with Alt S. This will do the same thing basically, but it will scale it in the normals. Can be really handy sometimes. Now I want to grab this a bit out so it is a bit more curved, and I want to select this edge, crease it, and isolate this, and also crease this edge, and extrude it outwards. Period again to unhide these, and I want this to come somewhere right there, and maybe a little touch out. Then E to extrude, S to scale, scale it somewhere there. We can do it the same size as this one if we want, or we can maybe decrease this with S, then Shift Y, then extrude this one out a bit, then E, S, scale it somewhere where it should be, where the other edges are, and then grid fill it. Also move it, maybe I will move it a bit in, and remove the crease from this one. Now if we isolate this, everything is creased, so we can select the creased one, Shift G, crease, Command B or Control B in Windows, like that. And now if we get out of we want to remove the crease, and now if we enable this again, however you can disable it with this button if you want, and shade it smooth, we should get a pretty good model. One thing we can do is select these faces, scale them a bit, and move this one just a tiny bit. Also with this Control plus I increase the selection, move it in a bit. It looks okay for me. You can check it with everything enabled. So I think it looks okay, but usually rivets aren't that solid, so we can create, select these, Command B, and move these in a bit. So now if we subdivide it, it looks more natural to the eye. I think that's it for the second part of the tutorial. In the third part we are going to cover how to create this part of the object. We are also going to make a hole in it that fits perfectly in this with this metal plate, and also we are going to create this part. This will be easy, and maybe the base of the handle, but we'll see if we have time for that. Thank you for watching. Bye.